We're gonna switch gears a little bit. Lamar Jackson. Liv and I kind of talked about it a little bit, and he came out and called cap on Schefter's report and said it was 3 years, $133 million that was actually offered. To put that into comparison, Daniel Jones, 160, 104 million guaranteed, or maybe more like 93 million guaranteed if you really break down the contract. But for all intents and purposes, the Ravens are telling Lamar that him and Daniel Jones are only $40 million apart, depending on what that contract actually looks like. I mean, Justin, Liv, break it down. How's the situation going to end?
This is one of the weirdest public relationships we've seen play out in quite some time because it feels like for as much information as we think we know, I don't think we really know much of the information. We hear the reports, we hear the rumors, but Lamar hasn't really been forthcoming in this process, which I respect. And the Ravens haven't done it either, which I respect as well. The thing with the whole Lamar doesn't have an agent thing, I understand. And an agent can help you in a lot of ways. But it's important to remember that Lamar does have representation around him. Yes, we know about the family, but he also has the lawyers and the advisors from the NFLPA. They can tell him, hey, look, this looks like a good deal. This is what you want. Maybe you should sign that, or maybe you shouldn't sign that. But it's Lamar that ultimately, at the end of the day, has to go into the negotiating room and figure out what's going on. If I'm Lamar, I'm looking at, I understand why he wants his deal fully guaranteed. He looks at somebody like Deshaun Jackson, who basically went 2 seasons without playing because of his own personal indiscretions. We understand that, like, he got 230 million guaranteed, and he didn't complete a pass for almost 2 seasons. And people make up this whole thing. Well, Lamar isn't the greatest passer in the world. Well, when he won MVP in 2019, he led the league in touchdowns. And people are like, oh, he's 1-3 in the playoffs. Well, Deshaun Watson is 1-2. So it's like, is it Uchi Wally Wally, or is it one Mike, as Jay-Z once said? I don't understand, but I would like to see Lamar get his money with the Ravens, and now that he can negotiate with other teams, and here's another interesting facet about him negotiating with other teams. The Ravens could potentially, in essence, use another team to do their bidding for them. So if he goes to, let's say, the Washington Commanders, or another team that's out there, the Las Vegas, not Raiders, they already got Garoppolo, but another team who may want him, like, hey, look, they're willing to offer me this. The Ravens could be like, oh, well, we can match that. Here's your contract, and thanks, random other team, for doing our dirty work for us. So there's a lot of moving parts, and it's a confusing situation because we really don't know what each side is saying to each other.
The last point goes to you. I mean, you were one of the many people critical of the Deshaun Watson contract. I think a lot of people were looking at it sideways. He got paid. He got paid handsomely. Lamar's struggling to do the same. I mean, you're Lamar Jackson. What are you doing? Last point goes to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lamar Jackson deserves better. We talked about it a little bit beforehand. I think he's an excellent quarterback. I think people love to make excuses about questioning his talent. I just don't understand it. It to me, it is the most bogus thing ever when people try to downplay how great he truly is. My only thing is, we have seen him battle injury. So there is a sense of liability there with Lamar Jackson. We've seen him, have to sit out quite a bit. To me, you get paid when you play. So to me, yeah, the Watson situation was strange to me. He wasn't playing and he was making money. It was strange to me. However, Lamar Jackson has proven time and time again the type of caliber of quarterback that he is. So when people question that, it really doesn't make any sense to me. But I also want Lamar Jackson to go somewhere where he's wanted. I think that there is a piece of this story that just doesn't sit right. I feel like we're not getting everything, and we shouldn't. We're fans, and we're in the public, we're in the media. It's really, not necessarily our business entirely. So I do think there's something missing. But if I could tell the Ravens one thing, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and you've got one of the best. So you better figure it out before you lose him, because I think he needs to go where he feels respected and wanted, and I don't know if that's in Baltimore.
Right, and if it smells like collusion, it's probably collusion. Justin, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you.
Thank you, ladies, for having me on.
We have more guests on the way, so make sure you guys keep it locked right here. We will be right back.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.